Hello, my name is Carla and I live in the Chicagoland area and I'm a freelance makeup artist and I've been in the industry professionally for about 8 or 9 years now. And something that I would like to share for my story is a retinal disease called retinitis pigmentosa. Besides retinitis pigmentosa, or RP, I do have a bunch of other health issues. I have kidney disease, I've got back issues with my discs, I have celiac disease, all this other stuff. Luckily, all of those are under control. The thing that is not under control is my RP, because unfortunately, RP has no cure as of right now. So basically what retinitis pigmentosa is, it's in your retina, which is in your eyeball, and you progressively start losing your peripheral vision, and it just gets darker and darker and darker and darker until you basically go completely blind. It is a genetic disorder, so my mother carried the gene. She has 7 brothers and sisters, and pretty much all of them have RP. My brother recently just got diagnosed about a year ago. I was diagnosed 2 years ago, back in 2019. Now, when I was a kid, I could not see in the nighttime at all. And something I remember is going ding-dong ditching in middle school with my friends and not being able to see anything. And I just thought it was normal. It definitely got worse as I got older. Now that I'm in the makeup industry, when I'm in front of all of these bright lights, it's easy to see. And when I'm working on other people's faces, doing clients, when I'm up close and personal, I can see them. However, a lot of times with my job, most of the time am on location. So they don't come to me, I go to them. You never really know what you're going to get, as in like the room, the lighting. So I've made it very adamant to always bring either a ring light or some sort of professional light with me. Especially I like using pure white light. I don't want anything that's too warm. I don't want anything that's too cool because it messes with my vision. If the lights are too fluorescent, it's almost like I see like this vibration of just light everywhere. It's very difficult to explain. Also, I've done jobs where I was doing a drag queen show and I was in a room where it was about 95 degrees. It was pitch black, no windows, and there was one lamp. And the lamp, of course, was super, super dark, dim. It was like that yellow kind of lighting that's super dim. And so thankfully I had brought a ring light with me. But it is very hard and it can get kind of embarrassing sometimes because I don't see a lot of stuff that other people see. If I'm doing, like, for example, like a music video, a lot of music videos are shot in the nighttime and it's very difficult to see in the nighttime. And so with my struggle is, thankfully, I still have very, very good vision in the daytime that I can see. Right now I'm not wearing contacts. I do wear contacts occasionally and I do wear glasses when I'm editing, but overall my vision is still pretty decent. However, as soon as I turn these lights off, it is 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's blizzarding out, so, everything's white, everything's reflective, and even just as soon as I turn the lights off, it's like my eyes it takes about 20 minutes to get readjusted back into just the normal lighting. I can't see in the dark, and also if it's too bright out, like right now, like I said, it's blizzarding, and with the reflection of the snow, it hurts my eyes so much to even just look outside. And if it's super sunny out, it hurts my eyes. Like, it's just, you can't win with RP, I swear. And so one of my struggles with being a professional makeup artist is, like I said, I'm always on location, whether it's a hotel room, a bridal shower, a special event, or whatever it is, and I trip every single job I go on. I'm always falling over, I'm stumbling. I can't tell you how many bruises I get covered in just from not seeing things because my peripheral vision is so bad. Like, I have my hands here and I don't see them. I know they're there, but I don't see them. It takes to about like right here where I can start seeing my fingers. I've bashed my kneecaps into tables and I just try to sit there and act like, oh, I'm not in pain, everything's fine, even though I'm dying inside, and it's also very embarrassing. I know a lot of people probably haven't heard of retinitis pigmentosa, and so that's why I wanted to share my stories to kind of get a little bit more awareness out there. Like I said, I've been battling this my whole life. I just didn't know that I had it until 2 years ago. I look back now through all the years of so many different things that I've done, and like so many people would just, as a joke being like, oh, you're so blind. But it's kind of offensive because you just sit there and you're like, I think there is something wrong. And until I finally got the answer that yes, I 100% have RP, it was comforting to know that I'm not crazy, but it definitely wasn't the news that I wanted because, like I said, there is no cure as of now. I've done genetic gene therapy where I've spat into a tube so they can take my DNA to see, you know, what kind of gene, because there are different genes of RP, and they are working on one cure for one certain gene, but of course I don't have that gene, and neither does my brother. Another struggle with having RP in general, whether it's, you know, the night blindness or too bright of lights, is I have this issue where I see all of these flashes of lights that I used to have floaters in my eyes. They're not as bad anymore, but the flashes of lights are so intense some days, especially the last 3 days for whatever reason. I don't know what's been going on, but it's almost like fireworks, and it's really difficult to explain that. If anybody out there who has RP, obviously they know. But the easiest way I can explain it is if you're rubbing your eyes really, really hard and you start seeing all those like crazy colors and flashes of lights, that's what I see all the time. Like I see it right now, and like there'll be flashes everywhere. And recently I've been getting these, I call them like worms, that it looks like there's these like golden worms of light that are just colliding and colliding, and then it's so bizarre. That definitely screws up my makeup jobs a lot, that I try so hard that it doesn't even happen if I'm blinking. It'll just randomly happen. So I'll be, you know, doing somebody's makeup and all of a sudden the flashes will start coming. And so I'm not going to say like to my client, like, oh, hold on, I'm having an RP moment, because one, they're not going to know like what that even means. And two, it's my job to stay professional. So typically I'll just end up turning around and like acting like I'm like mixing up foundation or just kind of doing something just to kind of hide it. So it is a struggle. Obviously I've learned to adapt and live with it, but it's very sad because, I mean, it's only going to get worse from here. It's already bad. Like, I don't even drive at night at all anymore. I've actually, my car is very low to the ground, and I've actually scooped my car, like pulled off the fender from hitting a median, and I've done so much damage to my car just from driving at night. And it's also extremely frustrating because when I was working, I used to work at a makeup artistry school downtown Chicago. I was one of the main instructors, and it was really frustrating because, again, at the time, I did not have a diagnosis. I just thought it was crazy, and I just kind of kept it to myself. And when I would tell my boss, you know, I don't feel comfortable working a 1 to 9 and then have to drive home, and because I commute. And of course, you know, she didn't care. Nobody really cared. They were just all, oh, you're young, you're fine. You're young, you don't have any issues, blah, 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 you'll be fine. And it's like, no, like I get so much anxiety driving at night. It freaks me out. I get so much anxiety before I go do a job, especially if I don't know the location. And as soon as I get there, it's super, super dark. It's so frustrating. And I have to put on my happy face, acting like everything's fine, when deep down I'm freaking out. And it's like I said, I've done makeup for so many years. I'm not intimidated to do the makeup. I'm more intimidated by the location and the lighting, and also having to carry, you know, my huge makeup kit. Sometimes I have a backpack with other supplies. I have sometimes a chair, and then I also have a giant ring light that I have to bring. And so I'm like stumbling through all of this stuff and also like trying to set it up. And the worst part is when I do finish a job with my ring light, and as soon as I turn the switch off and have to pack everything up, oh my God, I cannot see anything because, again, my eyes do not adjust to the darkness at all. Even walking into like a Target, for example, all of those fluorescent lights, as soon as I walk in, the flashes start coming, and it's like the vibration of light, and it takes a good 20 to 30 minutes for my eyes to get adjusted. And then boom, by the time my eyes get adjusted, I go back outside into the real world, and if it's sunny, then boom, my eyes are dying even more. So it's a struggle, but like I said, I have learned to cope with it and just kind of accept it, because that's the only thing that I can do. And I am very grateful for the vision that I still do have, and I pray to God that I don't end up losing my vision, because some people lose their vision at a very early age. My mother, unfortunately, she has no vision in her left eye at all. On top of having RP, she's had macular degeneration. She's also had a macular hole. She's had cataracts. I mean, my mother has had so many surgeries. It's very sad. Luckily, she still can drive, but, you know, even when I'm in the car with her, like, I always drive for her if I'm with her, but the times that she does drive, she drives very slow, and I can feel her, like the car's kind of like, you know, doing this. It's not really going straight. And it pisses me off when people start riding on her butt and start honking. You know, we've been flipped off before, and it's like, you don't know what somebody else is going through. So just mind your business. Just be kind. That's it. So I'm hoping my story can help anybody else out there, even if you don't have RP. Because like I said, besides RP, I have so many other health issues. I can talk and talk and talk for hours, but we're not going to do that. So anybody else out there who is struggling with anything along this, you know, I hate saying, you know, oh, just stay positive, because everybody says that. But that's the only thing you can do, especially with where the world's at right now. You can't focus on the negative. And like I said, I could be dwelling on me potentially losing my vision, but instead I want to take advantage of having the vision that I have left and try to do as much as I can with it. God forbid I do lose it. So thank you guys so much for listening to my story, and hopefully this can help somebody. All right, bye-bye.